Hi guys, here with my Chiappa 22 long rifle slash magnum. This is the magnum cylinder that goes in there. Um, I had a trigger replacement done. This trigger right here broke up here because I pulled the trigger when it was in the loading position. This is not a double action. It's not meant for that. I wasn't paying attention, pulled the trigger, broke a tab off the top of the trigger that engages the two slots in the bottom of the hammer. First slot for loading, second slot for uh, you know actually getting ready to fire the gun. So anyway, Chiappa moved their facility, said it'd be, a month before they could even accept a warranty, but that they would pay for shipping and everything. They were nice, polite, gracious, and all that. And after a while, they also said that it may be 2 to 3 months before I would get it back. So I took it apart, and the problem was exactly what I thought it was because the piece had came tumbling out of the gun, and I had it in my hand. And anyway, so I called them back up. They were real nice, polite, and said, we'll just send you the trigger with no charge. I did put it in. Everything worked great. Gun's doing what it's supposed to. However, I'm having another problem. I had the problem with the gun before that occurred, but I didn't shoot very many magnums through it, so I just kind of sloughed it off until I went out to the range to the next time, and unfortunately the trigger issue happened. But with the magnum cylinder in here, the extra pressure blows this pin out. Okay. You just press, this is spring activated. You press it down to release the little pin that engages the indention, right, the shoulder right here. And with the long rifle cylinder in there, it works fine. Okay. So the problem is when that does pop out, sometimes it barely pops out. You can see it allows for a little bit of wobble. Okay, so even if the cylinder's still rotating on there good enough, the chambers don't necessarily line up to the barrel perfectly, and you get some spray back. And sometimes I've caught this thing just barely sprung, but it's not secure. You can move it, and I've seen it popped out to there before after firing a magnum round. So this groove needs to be squared off. I don't know if you can see it. It's slanted. Okay, the slant, yes, makes for easy removal. But the problem is it also makes for easily becoming unsecured with higher pressure rounds, being the magnums. This groove needs to be completely squared off, okay, where that pin in here can completely engage it. But since it's slanted, the higher pressure magnums appear to be popping it out every round or every other round. It does it quite frequently. Pretty serious issue. Either that or they need to put more of a, you probably can't see it on this video, but they need to put more of a catch in here to catch this. Either way, I don't know if it's this particular revolver or it's a bad design with all of them or not, but it's a pretty serious issue. And so I had called Chiappa back because the left hand didn't realize that the right hand over there had already sent me the trigger, and I replaced it. So they called saying they were ready to accept my gun. I called them back and told them I'd already received the trigger. The gun was fixed, but I had another problem, and was there any way that I could tighten this up to help or not? She contacted the gunsmith. He said, "Oh yeah, just tighten it up," but it was already tight. You probably can't see too well. Unfortunately, I'm not really set up for video, but that's a slotted side. That's a slotted side. It's tight. You screw it in all the way, and then from there on out, it just acts as a spring to push the catch out of the way, so you can remove the rod and then push it back in to catch the shoulder, the indention here, and it's tight. There's nothing that you can adjust on here. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and call them back, and I really don't want to send it in and wait 3 months. Perhaps they have a different pin they can send me. I don't know. I may even have to file this down or something so it's square. So it might be better off taking a Dremel and just squaring it off myself rather than sending it in for 3 months. I'm going to send them an email and attach this video, see what they have to say. But right now, I wouldn't recommend purchasing this. If you're purchasing one like I did with the premise of using the Magnum quite a bit,